Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. General reading, take what works for you, leave what doesn't. Not everything I say is going to resonate with everyone, including you. So we're going to use our discernment about what's going to be helpful for us and what's not going to be helpful for us. I am, again, doing oracle cards over here. And then over on Vimeo, we'll do a more traditional tarot spread. And over on Vimeo, I'll be publishing a series of videos exploring the major arcana, sort of some of the meanings and interpretations of that, including mixing it up with where things fall on the Kabbalah tree of life and chakra work and stuff like that over there. So that should be posting pretty soon here, I think. All right, Pisces, yes, indeed. We have an Eva here. Something is not what it seems. Someone is not what they seem. Someone is sneaky. Sneaky, I don't know. I want to say stealing identity, maybe somebody else's, pretending to be somebody they're not. I hate this card because it throws everything into confusion, but I guess it feels like a little bit clearer to me today that someone isn't what they seem or who they say they are. And you know what their intent is, we're not sure. What they want to do, it's just a heads up here. Pay attention, pay close attention to something, and then you're observing, you're watching something very closely with a lot of curiosity. I think this is one of the best ways to figure out what's, not necessarily to figure out exactly what's going on, but this is someone to watch. There's someone in your environment that it's important to keep an eye on. It's important to watch them. If you have some sort of suspicions or something like that, we're not jumping, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but this is talking about being very observant, being a little bit of a scientist here. That's what I see here, a little bit of a scientist, watching closely, analyzing, maybe not necessarily analyzing, but just being very curious and watching someone's actions, watching their words very closely, paying close attention to who somebody is. Really, right? Because Eva has dressed herself up as a flower. Now, perhaps, but she's a snake, right? Both kind of belong in a garden, really. But this is supposed to be a little bit of a safer space, and we have something that might not be the safest here. So, someone who might be in cahoots with, I want to say, the story of Eve, someone who might have made a deal with the devil, or be the legend of Eve, be in cahoots with a deceptive force here. I keep seeing a masculine energy here, and I'm seeing the number 5 for some reason, even though this is number 16. That is so funny. There is just a 5 jumping right out at me, right over here by what appears to be sort of a masculine energy right on her shoulder there. There's like it's just deceptive energy here. And I think you're just watching right now, watching very closely, observing, watching what somebody does. Are they behaving like a flower behaves? Are they acting like a flower acts, or are they acting like something else, acting differently? But this calls for close observation. I think you're having realizations and understandings about the reality of a situation as you're observing. So this is a very curious observer, very close observer, right? I mean, it's not obsession. I think that's what I like about her, is that she does seem a little hurt. She's given side eye a little bit. She's not like fully focused here. She's not obsessed. She's observant, and she's getting all these ideas and understandings about the reality that she's watching. This could be watching something on social media, watching somebody's social media, observing that. There's definitely something intuitive going on here for you as far as you watching something or somebody a lot more closely. And there's a reason why you're watching And you may not have the full reason, but you will gain more and more understanding of why you're watching something so closely. And then we have the night ride. I think this is saying that you don't quite know exactly what's going on here. This is foggy, this is dark, nobody knows where they're going. There's maybe a support team or people traveling with you. One person really can't see where they're going. The other person could see, except it's foggy, like the owl with their night vision could see, except we've also got fog here. There's a lot of protection here. So I guess like I don't like this Eva card in large part because it can end up feeling very vulnerable or very scary or cause anxiety about something. But I think you've already noticed something here, is something's up with somebody. I think you've already noticed that. I think your intuition is calling you to maybe not make a conclusion. I don't see conclusions being drawn right here, but I do see more close observation, close attentive observation, not obsession, because she's able to see her environment and stay out in this environment. And obsession would be being totally myopic on something. I think there's a lot here that's still not clear. That's what I'm getting from Night Ride, is you don't know where this is going. You don't know what you're going to find, what you're going to see, but you do know something has caught your attention as not quite moving the way a flower would move. This one flower looks like it might be moving more like a snake, and it's calling you to look for attention. You do have support as you do this, especially if you're like the only one, or you feel like you're the only one that's noticing something's off here. And everyone else is like, yeah, it's a great flower. It's such a great flower. And you're like, yeah, okay, maybe that's not a great flower. I don't know. But you do have protection. And there are other people with you on this journey, too. And there's like, these are meant to represent sort of spirits protecting you as you go through some sort of dark place or some sort of confusing situation. Right? Before we understand exactly what we're looking at, it's just confusing. It's just that like that moment of confusion when something catches your eye and then you're sort of like, wait, what is that? Oh, okay, yeah, that's just, that or whatever. So it's just, but it seems like it's ongoing. Like it's not like just a couple seconds of confusion, but there's a little bit of, what is going on here, and before you know, you're going to need to observe, but before you know, it's going to be unclear for a little bit. It's unclear where you're at. What is this? How are these two coming out together? Battle and play. I mean, these ones are, so battle and play together, I'm gobsmacked. Like, what are we doing? We've got two opposite energies here. But I do see, a group here working together, playing together, enjoying. I think I'm seeing dance in the rain. I think I'm seeing there's like a difficulty here. But, right, they're playing in the rain, really. They're playing with the rain. They're playing in the rain. There is difficulty. There is a battle. Maybe there's some competition here. Maybe this is sort of some Five of Wands energy where there's a competitive vibe here. There's a battle. There's a fight. But in the middle of that, we're making sure we're also having a good time, right? I think that's a little bit of what I was getting here, like really focusing on something, really observing something that's a little bit sketchy, that it doesn't look right. It may take some time for you to understand where you're at and where this is all going, but right, she's not obsessed with it. She's also enjoying herself out in the field. Yeah, something's definitely caught her eye, but there's a sense of playing. And maybe what starts out as a fight or a competition turns into something more playful, but it could be the opposite too, especially since we have Eva, who starts off looking like a good time, looking like lots of fun, and then turns into sort of a pitched battle, a fight. Losses incurred here, things that have to be let go of. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt, basically, is what I'm seeing here. This might have been someone that you were playing with, this Eva, that you were having a good time with, and then suddenly it turns into an argument, or it turns into, there's an issue here. This battle doesn't happen in secret. This is an open battle. It's not private. What's interesting about Eva too is that she's inside the garden. Like she's been invited in. This entity has been invited in to join in on the fun, perhaps, right? Like the garden is our boundary, right? Garden means guarded land, and we have this wall against it, and this is ours. This is what we're taking care of. This is where we grow the things we love. And so something has been invited into that garden that is perhaps not what you thought it was, right? So your sense of safety, there's a snake within your sense of safety. So the snake isn't, you didn't invite the snake in. You invited like this other flower into the garden. You invited something into the garden to play with, to enjoy, in your safe space, in your guarded space, into more intimate parts of your life. You invited this flower in. This may not be a flower though. I think we're still figuring it out what it is, and it may actually be, within this garden there may erupt a battle within what you thought was going to be a safe place. You didn't want to talk. Dreams need a practical plan. Okay, getting organized. Laziness, no get-rich-quick schemes. This is your dreams need a practical plan, which is also can come in as a warning to avoid get-rich-quick schemes. It's time to take action. Oh, all right. I thought I saw you just observing here, but there might be time to make a move, it's a new moon in Aries, so you don't know where it's going. You don't know how something's going to turn out. Your dreams need a practical plan, and it's time to take action. Could be, if you want something, it's time to go after it now. But in an organized fashion. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So this is both learning something and teaching something at the same time. And with this observation, I feel like you're definitely learning something here. And so being sort of in a chain of being open to learning something, knowing that you don't know everything. I think that's part of that observation, is that curiosity that you need about the future, or about, learning more. But there's also a sense of, being able to teach somebody something, being able to train somebody in something, even while you're learning more. So you're like halfway up a ladder here, in some sort of group activity or something like that, some sort of community that you belong in. You know a lot, but you still have a lot to learn. And then we have full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way. Ask for help if you need help. Ask for outside advice if you need outside advice, right? This has you learning. Yeah, you know something. Yeah, you're somewhere. You're not at the beginning. You're not a page here. You do know something, but there's more to learn. And don't be shy about that. Don't be shy about wanting to learn more. And if you have made an invitation to somebody into your garden, into your inner circle, and they turn out to not be the flower that you thought they were, don't be so proud that you don't backtrack or correct, make corrections. Like, oh no, I decided and I knew, I know, sometimes people make a mistake and then they're just like, oh no, I meant to do that. I mean, it's funny when it's a joke, but it's really weird when you see it in person. It's just like, you meant, okay. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. So your dreams need a practical plan, and it's time to take action, but it is happening. So there's something really good happening. Let's move away from the Eva vibe, I guess. There is, because it's not the whole focus, right? It's just something that we can focus on, something that we need to be observant of, but it looks like it's not necessarily the whole focus here. There's also something that there's like some cool thing happening in your life that that you've been working towards a while. You need to like make room for it in your life. And it is, and I like the devotion here too, because your dreams need a practical plan. This takes devotion, devoted to this sort of learning process, devoted to this growth, right? And it is happening, Lemuria. But when this is again, warning against a get rich quick scheme. So this, it's happening is something that's actually a long-term plan and you're playing the long game here. It is happening and it's been a while coming. So, this has definitely not been a get rich quick scheme at all, especially with Lemuria creating heaven on earth. That's not a heaven on earth issue. That's like it's a long-term creation, and it's something you've been very devoted to. So it's time to take action. Don't let pride get in your way. Ask for help if you need it. You're already doing it, which I love, creating heaven on earth. It's happening and you're already doing it. Yeah. And this is you partway through a process, right? So these all have you're already doing something. This isn't a new project. This is something you've been working on for a long time. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north, because it is happening. So something's actually happening. Something's coming to fruition here that you've been working on for a long time. And this full moon in Taurus, I'm almost starting to see it more as like the fullness of this thing that you've been working on for a long time. It's here, it's arriving, it's happening. All of these talk about you having worked and been devoted to something for a long time and having worked towards something, and now it's here, now it's happening. Now it's, you've been working towards this and it's coming to fruition. So there's a dream here. You maybe have had to fight for this a little bit. You maybe have had some competition for this. But you deserve it. Don't let pride get in your way. That always sounds like shame too. Don't let shame get in your way. To me is how that full moon in Leo, but, don't be arrogant. You still have a lot to learn, even though it is happening. You're getting there. Like if you wanted a promotion, here it is. But don't be arrogant as you take it. Don't be, oh yes, because I am the best, don't be arrogant. But it is happening. Something that you've been working on for a long time is happening. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah, this is a level up. This is, basically like hitting the next level, a promotion of some sort. Don't be an arrogant jerk about it. And there might be something a little sneaky going on, but that doesn't necessarily have to be your focus. Staying focused, I'm now seeing this, staying focused on this leveling up. There's a leveling up. You've wanted it for a while. You've been looking for it. You've wanted it, and here you are. You're getting and maybe your energy is going to be increasing, but you're able to level up. You've worked for this for a long time, and it's here now. It's actually going to happen. You're either going to, get that promotion, or you're hitting that next step. So this whole thing has an 11, the Four of Wands, hitting a milestone here. And of course the Four of Wands, it's not the Ten of Wands. We haven't completed anything. We're not done with anything. Of course, the Ten of Wands, nobody really likes that. But we're not like done. It's just the next level. We've hit the next level. So, so that's what I'm seeing here is you're not at like the peak, the pinnacle. You didn't win it all. But you are, whatever you've been working on for a long time hits a new level now. So that's beautiful energy. So maybe some sneaky energy in there. Just keep an eye on it, but don't be obsessed with it. Keep an eye on it, but don't let it take over your mind or your life here. So that you fought really hard for something, and maybe you fought really hard to play at something. Maybe you fought for this like leveling up, for this enjoyment, for this ability to enjoy something. But I think even as you're sort of fighting for something and maybe even clawing your way to this next level, there's a sense of try to enjoy it, be playful with it. And don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, don't be a snob about it either. Don't be like a stiff snob about anything. Still remain playful. So it's time to take action, though. That's really interesting. It is moving forward in some sort of unknown. So move forward. When the opportunity, when the door opens, move, is what I'm saying. You've been waiting for this door for a long time. So when the door opens, move. And let's get you a little prayer here. What do we have? Delicate dove, compassion, healing, harmony, gentle messenger of peace and hope. Release my fear and heal my hurting heart. Yeah, especially if we've had this battle, this fear right here. Release my fear and heal my hurting heart. So I'd say letting go of whatever this was, not necessarily letting go of it. I think you're still being asked to keep an eye on it, but just allow more peace, because this is not peace right here. Yeah, okay, there might be a snake in the garden, but overall it's still your garden, and it's still your life, and you still have say and control on what you welcome in and what you pay attention to. So pay attention to what you're paying attention to. You have a lot of good stuff in, so don't let this sort of icky energy really bring you down too much. So dove, compassion, healing, harmony, messenger of peace and hope, release my fear and heal my hurting heart. So perhaps, you know, what's happening, this goal that you're reaching or this level is going to have a healing element to it. All right, well, there we go, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me over here. If you want, you can join me over on Vimeo. Those videos over on Vimeo, I have them labeled March, February/March, and that's just when I posted them. Therefore, sort of the month surrounding them is how I think of the timing of these. Timing with tarot can be a little bit tricky. So it's not astrology where we've got the timing set up for us. We've got basically this giant clock we're living in, and we can, you know, predict as these gears of the planets turn, we can have a really clear prediction of days. Even that can be a little, I find astrology is better taken not as this specific day, but as sort of around this date. But tarot is a little more nebulous that way. So I label them just as they come out, as the time period in which they came out. But it's for the time period around that. It could also be the time period of when you're watching it. So if you want to join me over there, help yourself. If not, we'll chat again later.